Today we're at Monarch Art Center and Sculpture Park.
Well, this one doesn't have a title on it or anything, so I think Mom had something like this when it was time for all of us kids to come to dinner. There's a bicycle trail here. And I think this is in honor of that trail. Very friendly park here. Sounds like they got some wind chimes going on. And I think this is the official entrance. Quite appropriate for an art park. Have a donation box right here, and I would advise everybody who can to donate something, because this is a non-profit that runs off donations from people. Looks like a pretty fun place. Advise you, if you're in the area, to come on down. Thanks. I guess this represents something paddling a boat. Here's something else. Not quite sure what this is. It's like old machinery or something. This is something called bare bone. Not quite sure what that is. Looks like somebody named T. Olivia made it in 1998. Does anyone remember the old TV show, The Gong Show? Where if you didn't perform up to snuff, they gonged you? Why am I thinking of a certain movie and TV show that starts with karate and ends with kid? Here's something. Every time the wind blows a little bit, this will make some noise. There's a bear climbing some tree to get some honey. That looks like some kind of fish. And this reminds me of Old England. I don't really see names on most of these. I guess they just kind of leave it up to your imagination about what you think it is. And here we have a wind chime. It's really connected to a bunch of bells. Here's another gong. Check out the baseball. Reminds me of those old movies where you'd enter the temple and it would use something like that to announce you're coming. This is pretty cool. I've noticed a lot of the architecture seems to be of origin as far as the Orient, China, Japanese, different countries like that have this sort of architecture. When you would see this kind of decoration or sculpture. And I was right. There we go. Can't tell. That looks like maybe India. It's like I'm not sure. Something. I can't remember what you would call that particular god or person. Buddha is the one with the big belly, and that's Chinese in origin. I think this one maybe is Indian. I'm not an expert, so don't quote me on that. Like I said, these don't tell you anything. There's something else. And then here is the entrance to another little part of the park. This kind of looks like one of the old clothespins my mom used to use to hang out the laundry to dry when back in the day in the 50s and 60s when we didn't have a dryer. You put everything out on the clothesline. And I have a little visitor. Looks like he's chewing on something. I don't know what it is. Grass, maybe? Doesn't seem to be too afraid of me. He must be used to visitors. This appears to be some sort of outdoor theater. I don't see a stage, so I'm assuming that they, here in the grass, maybe they perform a play or something. And I'm not sure what this sculpture, wait a second. I think that's just an ordinary hose and faucet. Here's some sculpture they have here. Something that looks like a little fort I might have built as a kid. And we have a little guest here. Assuming that's one of the 3 little pigs that built this house of stick. So I would assume he'd be eaten by about now. And look what I found here. It's the little pig with the house of straw. I'm thinking he's going to be a second meal for somebody. This is pretty nice looking. Imagine they have to make these fairly durable since they're outside all the time throughout the year. Alright, this is something that says a humble duckweed floats over clear lake, dark water below. The smallest flowering plant in the world nurtures salmon eggs downstream with purified cool water rich in oxygen. I'm assuming what they're referring to is something like this little pond right here. That's not a real duck. Looks like they set it up for someone to play a game of croquet. I'd like to play if they could find me a mallet that was a little bit smaller. This gives a new meaning to the expression, a bed of flowers. This is a nice looking little creek. I think maybe this is for someone that wants a game of pickup sticks. Some very large sticks. There's another area of the park back here, but it's behind a locked gate. I keep it closed to keep the deer out. I did take an art history class in college, but I'm not sure what they would say these are. They kind of smell smoky, like maybe at some certain part of the day they turn it on or something. Maybe it starts on fire. Now we're back to the sort of abstract art that I'm used to seeing. This is what I thought we'd probably see more of here. But it's been kind of fun to see some of the other stuff I wasn't really expecting. I guess this one used to have symbols on it. But if we read the note here, it tells us symbols from the sound garden have been stolen. They're working on repairing and recreating the piece. It's all done by volunteers from donations from visitors. And I already gave a donation. Hopefully that will help with all of this. But there's the site on PayPal. You can donate this art.
And now founder Myrna Orsini.
Park. I'm the founder, and my co-founder was Doris Coonrod, who was a retired federal judge and a student of mine for carving. And we decided to search for the property in our home state and start this community park open to the public, free of charge, so that children and adults could interact with art in a natural setting. And we did programs where we assisted emerging artists and professional artists for the first few years until the county restricted us from doing that. But the grounds are open daily, year-round. We just ask that you, with the pandemic, that you're careful and wear masks and distance. And if you bring a dog, please have it on a leash and pick up after. Other than that, there are no rules other than come and enjoy the serenity and the natural beauty, as well as the creative efforts of artists from all over the world who have their work here on the grounds.
And here are a bunch of flags to line the walkway here. Looks like the weather's really starting to look nice. It's really nice park here. Ah, you can see our little friend over there in the wooden house. Looks like he hasn't been eaten yet, so maybe he's all right.
Hi, thanks for stopping by today. And if you're ever out near Mount Rainier, please stop by and visit Monarch Sculpture Park and Myrna Orsini, the founder. She was very helpful and gave me a lot of information today. And it was a fun place to visit, and the children seemed to enjoy it. There were children just leaving when I arrived, and they seemed to be having a good time. So stop by and visit. It's well worth it. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. You could give a donation if you'd like to. But I hope you enjoyed today's journey and the adventure that we had in visiting the park. And please come back and visit me again on Adventures of Big A.